What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Joey CBS and John Luke Garofalo. What's up, boys?
What up? I like the name, Joey.
I got the sniffles.
He's got the sniffles.
Somebody else is supposed to be here, but yeah.
Joey CBS is not here, but we got his co-worker. We have certified real boy and analyst over at CBS Sports. Chris Towers here with us. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today.
I can't tell you how many times I've told people I work at CBS and they're like, the pharmacy has sport? Like, what? How does that work?
Yes.
Like
yes,
my high school reunion, I was like, oh yeah, I work at CBS Sports. And they're like, how does that? And I'm like, no, the large multinational corporation and broadcasting network, guys, come on.
It's in between photo and the pharmacy, and right there.
Right there.
It's aisle 14. I just stand there and talk about sports.
It's just
At your
Chris
regional CVS.
Lots and lots of ace bandages.
playing bookie at every CVS until he gets kicked out. Well,
It's really exhausting.
So much travel. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Our chat historian popping by, letting us know that today is Chris's second FYF appearance. He previously paid Fantasy Fortune on 4/17/2023. My brain didn't work fast enough to say the actual date, and came in third to Joey.
I did not
John
do well.
Luke.
Yeah,
Wow,
it was not a good. But I don't know. I'm pretty good at like trivia. I play trivia with some friends every Monday night, and we're pretty good. But like when I'm on these shows, or yesterday when we did it on the draftathon for CBS Sports, it's our second time hanging out in 24 hours, guys.
I know, this is crazy.
I just my mind goes blank. I don't know what it like. The pressure gets to me, and I'm a disaster. So
Can
hopefully
we use
this
that
goes
excuse for our performance yesterday? Because we got absolutely
the bright lights.
obliterated.
You know, the bright lights got to you. We had Heath on our side. That's really the key.
This is the ringer.
And he's so handsome that it made us stupid.
That
would have
makes
that
sense. Yeah.
I'd like to say that was the exception, but I don't think it was.
Well, Jail's on a little bit of a hot streak here. He reached win number 100 earlier this week. Chris, it's your job to knock him down a peg. We'll see if you can get that redemption today and some Fantasy Football Jeopardy. And this one, you said you're good at trivia, is a little bit more trivia forward than Fantasy Fortune is. So maybe this is your game.
Okay, let's do it.
We got Scott Fish in here. Said Chris Towers didn't want to hang out with me and Nando. You ditching those guys?
I showed up for like 1 second. I shook because last night they were trying to talk Azer into shaving 3 stripes into the side of his head for charity, and he refused. He said he was going to do it. He goes off camera. He comes back, no razor, no shaved lines, nothing. I think he might have put some tape there to try to trick people. And so I did log on to boo him for about 4 seconds. So yeah, I was there.
Is that why Jamie had 3
Yes.
lines shaved in his head this morning? Okay.
Yes, he had to do what Azer.
Yeah, Jamie did it.
Jamie stepping up to the plate when Azer backs down. We got Andrew stopping by as well, saying good afternoon to everyone except for the Cleveland Guardians. Yes, suck it, Guardians.
What up, Andrew?
We got Dustin stopping by saying Joey made it. Hashtag Team Joey. Grim fan with the birthday boy is back. Whose birthday is it?
CVS.
CVS's birthday. We also got Scamper stopping by to say good afternoon, FYF fam. And Jake Trowbridge saying, oh, wow, I like everyone on this screen.
Oh,
I like
that's
everyone
nice.
off the screen. That's not true.
Dame said,
we
hey,
like everybody in the
FYF friends.
chat. That's
What's up, Dame? Welcome. And well,
What up, Dame?
almost everybody in the chat. Sorry, Scott.
Oh,
Grim in here said, come on, sandwiches. Grim, I'm going to just disappoint you ahead of time. There's not a sandwiches category in today's Jeopardy game. I apologize. But this way, you know what? We get that disappointment out of the way, and then we don't have to worry about it. It's like the time I was at dinner with my now fiance on a trip in another country. She was all dressed up, and I'm sitting across from her, and I look down at her hands, and I see her nails are perfectly done. And I thought, oh, shit. She is 100% positive I am proposing right now. And I had to sit there and make the decision. Do I just don't do it and then have the night be ruined at the end? Or do I say it now in hopes that if I am early enough that I can save that feeling at the end
just
of the
night, the short term.
The short term.
It's always fun. Like I'm 35 now. So the last 10 years of my life, every time a couple that I know goes out of town, everyone is like, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. And it's especially if you go to Europe and you've been dating for more than 6 months, everyone's just
you better have a ring.
It's happening now. And it's that's such unfair pressure.
I just want to go to Europe.
Yeah, like you just want to see some sights, you want to see some Roman baths and stuff.
Yeah.
Can a man go to France without coming back? And
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
We got Jay stopping in here saying, so you won't fill my prescription, Chris?
No, that's a different part of CVS.
It's also not how CBS works.
We got One Nation stopping by. What's up? Welcome in, my friend. And Albert stopping by to say hello as well. Glad to have you guys here. We got a great game of Jeopardy prepared for you today that we're going to get into ever so shortly. Before we do that, though, a couple reminders. First and foremost, if you're not following our guest Chris on Twitter, you need to fix that right now. You can find him on Twitter at Towers of CBS. Not only does he have the hot sports takes for you, but he's also an awesome guy putting out some sick music recommendations on his Twitter as well.
Yeah.
So make sure you go follow him over there. Once you do that, come on back here to the Front Yard Fantasy YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and then the little notification bell. It's so cute, and it's going to make sure you never miss any of our shows live every day at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And one last reminder, if you guys are looking for a little extra information as we go into fantasy football season, you can go to fantasyalarm.com/draft and get a 7-day free trial of their All-Pro subscription. I keep mentioning Coop's little secrets that he's hiding in there, but I promise you just got to go on there and you can find every one of Coop's little secrets. With that being said, you guys ready to get into our game of Jeopardy?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to pull this board up here, explain the rules and the categories, and then we will get started. The game today is Fantasy Football Jeopardy. And if you've ever watched the popular TV show Jeopardy, this is going to look and feel very familiar, but with a couple small changes. First and foremost, we will be going in turn order instead of buzzing in. So on your turn, you will select the category and the value that you would like to answer. Get it right, you're going to add that money to your score. Get it wrong, we're not subtracting anything. And you do not need to answer in the form of a question unless you just really want to because you're a Jeopardy purist.
I did Jeopardy yesterday, and I lost points because I didn't say who is, which I would be terrible at Jeopardy for that reason alone.
It would be heartbreaking to finally get on that show, buzz in for the first time, and then not get points on a technicality. It would be
That's exactly what I would do. Yeah.
Every single time. Well, guys, there's one other change that we have in this game. If you get your question right, not only will you get that money, you also get to pick the category for the person that goes after you. So, Chris, you're going to be up first. You're going to have free reign of the board. But if you get that question right, you'll get to tell Joey which category he gets to go to for the next round. He'll still get to pick that value, though. We're going to go like this till we run out of time or run out of questions, at which point we will go into Final Jeopardy, the one and only question in the game where you can lose money. I'm going to give you a category. You guys are going to write down a wager anywhere between 0 and the total amount that you have in your bank so far. Get it right, you're adding that money. Get it wrong, we are subtracting that money. Whoever has the most at the end is our Fantasy Jeopardy champion. Give us your fax number, and we will fax you that Kohl's cash within 48 business hours.
Did I need pen and paper? Am I like holding it up? How does this work?
Great.
Yes, and that's a FYF tradition, is to not alert the guests that they need pen and paper.
Good.
It's actually just me forgetting every time. Joey generally uses a phone. If you have pen, paper,
I don't think I have pen and paper in my entire apartment. So I'll
very
just
environmentally conscious.
I'll do a notes app, I guess.
Chris, friend of the environment.
Yeah.
And of CVS. All right. Well, guys, the categories for today's game are Name That Chris. I'm going to show you a picture of someone named Chris, real or fictional. If it is clearly the character and not the actor, I need the character's name. It'll be obvious in the picture. We've got 1,000 words. And you know what makes that a picture? So I've got players' names spelled out in images. You need to tell me who the player is. It's going to be a little bit like a word puzzle. You'll have about 15 seconds to figure it out before you get bonked on that one. We'll go to grab bag, which is anything. It could be literally anything. Easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give you a category like receiving yards from last year and 3 players. You're going to rank them for me in order from most to least or whatever order I tell you to in the question. Then our last category, the crossover category, everybody has been waiting for. Carly Rae Jepsen x NFL. These are going to be this is going to be all CRJ x NFL questions. The two things that go so naturally together.
I mean, every NFL fan is also a CRJ fan.
As far as I'm concerned, based on my limited sample size of at least 2, I think that's true. Chris, you are up first in this game. You got free reign of the board. Where do you want to go?
So there are 2 categories that are clearly pandering to me. I will go with Name That Chris for 300.
Name That Chris for 300. Can you name that Chris?
Who is Christopher Turk?
That is Christopher Turk
God,
from
I
the
didn't know
show
that.
Scrubs. Nice
Ooh.
job, Chris. That's going to earn you $300 for getting
Just
that one
rewatched
right.
it a couple months ago.
God, it's so good as long as
Hold
you skip that
better
last
than
season.
I was worried that it wouldn't hold up well, but still really, really good.
It's been a while since I've seen that show. I
Fun
would
time.
not have been able to pull that name.
Every time I see his face, though, that everything goes back to poo just starts playing in my head over and over and over again.
Incredible stuff.
Chris, you got that one right, which means you're going to get to pick Joey's next category. Where do you want to send him?
We'll go grab bag.
Okay, Joey, free reign. Which one would you like?
300.
It's right in the middle. What cereal mascot's real name is Horatio Magellan? Is it Count Chocula, Lucky the Leprechaun, or Captain Crunch?
I'm gonna go Captain Crunch because he's a captain of a boat. So like I would think Magellan. He's going around the world. I don't know.
Great deductive
Nailed
skills,
it.
Joey. It is Captain Crunch. Going to earn you $300. Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch. This is full name. Horatio Magellan being what he usually goes by. Joey, do you like Captain Crunch?
I do, and I'm one of the few people that I don't need the crunch berries. I like them, but I'm happy with just the yellow pieces.
Yeah, agreed. It's a
So
great
you're-
cereal.
Ooh,
You are
There's
fully out on Oops All Berries then.
there. I'm not. I mean, I'll eat it, but there's an ice cream place at Disney Springs called Sprinkles, and they have a Captain Crunch ice cream that's just the yellow pieces, and it is amazing.
That sounds
Best
pretty
No
good.
ice cream?
What?
There's no ice cream? It's just the yellow pieces?
No, sorry, none of the berries, just the yellow
Ah.
pieces. It's delicious.
I used to work at a frozen yogurt shop, and cereal is the cheat code topping. They have a bunch of cereals out there. They weigh like nothing, and they add so much onto your froyo, and you just
I
pay
mean,
by weight at these places.
If you guys are ever up here, if you've ever had the Milk Bar cereal, it's like
Milk bar.
the cream for the cereal is steeped in cornflakes. And then they have this like crunchy, salty cornflake topping that they put at the top and the bottom. It's incredible.
Where's up here? Where you live?
New York City.
Ooh.
So
I know what we're doing. We go to
highly
Flex next year,
recommend,
JL.
highly recommend Milk Bar.
I'm about to get that name from you, Chris.
I just wrote
Nice.
Milk Bar down because I am not forgetting that one.
There you go.
Also, the chat was all over this one with Captain Crunch, and then Mr. Scampers came in with Horatio F your soft palate Magellan. Yeah, that
Yeah,
stuff
that's-
is sharp. In
That's
your
the
mouth.
concern.
I could see why he wanted a nickname.
All right, well, Joe, you got that one right. You get to pick Jail's next category. Where you send in your friend John Luke?
I'm gonna send JL to easy as 1, 2, 3.
All right, let's go 400.
400 and easy as 1, 2, 3. Put these players in order of most to least rushing attempts in the 2022 season. Ramondre Stevenson, Jamal Williams, Justin Fields.
Let's go Stevenson, Fields, Williams.
Final answer?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Jail. It was Williams, Stevenson, Fields.
Dang.
Williams had 262 carries last year.
That's wild.
All in the red zone.
Do you remember
No
him touching
rushing
the ball that
yards.
much?
I mean, legitimately, I think like 45 of them were within like the 10-yard line. It was some like absolutely absurd number.
I got wrecked by a Jamal Williams rushing yards question earlier this week. And
Jamal
here he
Williams is
comes
coming
wrecking
for
me
you.
again.
What do you guys think about Jamal Williams this year? On a new team down in New Orleans. Now we know Kamara's suspension is only 3 games. Kendra Miller's sitting there as well.
Well, I just literally, as we're starting, I just saw Kendra Miller has a hamstring injury. So
Oh, no.
Jamal Williams might be
No.
playing like 85% of the snaps the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
He might actually be a legitimate RB2 to open the season.
I need to see what his DFS value is.
I
As a
just
Jamal
picked up.
Williams fan, I would love to be able to start him at least for a couple weeks before Kamara gets back. Also, Scott Fishing, you're saying Jamal had 38 goal to go carries last year.
I don't know.
Led
I'm pretty
the
sure the
league.
number is something that ridiculous.
Absolutely absurd to have 38 goal to go scenarios, 38 goal to goal carries. And PJC, we got Patton here
Yeah.
stopping by saying Jamal Williams
Hey.
better than Alvin Kamara. Joey, do you
Ooh,
think
that-
that's potentially true at this point in Kamara's career?
I think for the first 3 weeks, that's absolutely correct.
You know what?
But after those 3 weeks, I do expect Alvin Kamara to get, a lot of that passing downs work that we've seen get from him, especially if Kendra Miller has an injury that Chris just dropped that bomb on us. Breaking news here on the show. But I do think Jamal Williams is going to be kind of used as a goal line back. We saw how well it worked last year in Detroit, 18 touchdowns. Yeah, I like that a lot for him.
And
I'm gonna
Scott
look up
down
Jamal
here-
Williams' Madden rating.
Say no, that is actually the number. I wasn't
Yeah, no,
making
30.
it up.
I'm looking it up now. 38. Austin Eckler had 31. Joe Mixon 26. That's wild.
If
Jamal
Amon-Ra St.
Williams.
Brown wouldn't have fallen down so many times
Yeah.
last year, he wouldn't have had so many.
All right, well, Joey or JL, unfortunately, that was incorrect, but you took a shot to take the lead at the end of the first round, and I like that. Too
Do I
bad
get points for it?
that doesn't get you any points, is where I
No.
was going next, which means it's back to Chris. And Chris,
Yo.
JL gifted you free reign of the board, but JL's
Before
got
you-
something for us.
Before we go to Chris, breaking news: Alvin Kamara is only 1 point higher than Jamal Williams in his overall rating in Madden 24. Shocked or not
That
shocked?
seems wrong.
That seems wrong, right?
That seems
85 and 86. What?
That seems really high for Jamal Williams. I like Jamal Williams, but
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just like one stat pumped up to 100 and then every
Personality.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
got,
but
Personality
yeah.
for Jamal Williams is through the
So
roof.
high.
he's got the anime knowledge stat at like 100, and then everything else is down at 70.
It's the
Good for him. You know what?
His
Good for him.
CAR value is super high. I don't know what that is.
Buoying him up there. You know
Yeah.
what? Alvin Kamara, I'm sorry for the man disrespect, but shout out Jamal Williams. That's awesome. Chris, you got free reign of this board. Where do you want to go?
I got to go with the other pandering category. So we'll hit CRJ X NFL. Let's do 500.
It's like the Costco
500.
sample methodology here.
Which of the following is not the name of a Carly Rae Jepsen album? Dedicated, Tug of War, Dedicated Side B, The Loneliest Time, Desire I Want to Turn Into You, or The Loveliest Time?
Where's the NFL?
It's Desire I Want to Turn Into You, right?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, this is going to be really embarrassing if I get this wrong.
That is correct. That is a
Okay.
Caroline Polachek
Nice.
album. That is not a Carly Rae Jepsen album. All the rest of these were. She does a little naming convention with them. And this was the one and only question in this category because it's at 500 where the XNFL is silent.
Oh,
All the other ones have the XNFL no longer silent. That is going to add $500 to your score, Chris. And you get to pick Joey's next category.
Let's stick with CRJ for 100.
You don't get
Or
to pick my value.
Joey gets to pick his value. Before he does
Oh,
that,
sorry.
though, I see
Sorry.
Scott Fish stopping by saying, my son wants the classified version of your draft guide.
That's
The
got all
declass-
feet. That's all feet. He asked for it. We got to send it to him. That was the deal, guys. You said if anybody asked for classified, Joey's feet gets included. So here we go. All right.
All the
Shoot.
redacted parts are Joey's feet. That's why we've been so adamant about that promise. But
Enjoy
Scott,
him, Ian.
it's 10:01.
thought we'd be able to keep that one.
Either way, it's 10:01. But if
I'm
you
going to
guys
send
want
an
the
autograph copy.
if you want the declassified version of our draft guide, you can find it on our website at frontyardfantasy.com. And that one does not have Joey's feet. I
No
promise,
feet.
but it has so much other stuff in it. But no feet for sure. And before we hit your next question, Joey, we had a question in the chat from Grim Fan. Grim
Okay.
wanted to know thoughts on Nico Collins or Isaiah Hodgins for fantasy relevance. I have both in separate leagues. So, Joey, I'll throw this one to you first. If you had to pick one of those players on draft day, I feel like heat is rising for Isaiah Hodgins, Nico Collins. Maybe there's some hot names there in Houston that are taking some of his shine away. Which one of these players do you prefer?
I would probably take Nico Collins. I think he has a clearer path to wide receiver one on that team. I do like John Mechie. I've been kind of high on him, but didn't see much from him in the preseason. So I'm actually thinking Nico Collins is probably going to be the wide receiver one, definitely to start the season. And that Giants wide receiver room, I could not tell you who is going to be the best receiver there. Darren Waller probably, but I do like Hodgins. They cut Jamison Crowder, so I'd still go Nico.
Chris, are you in agreement with Joey here? Would you prefer the Giants slot receiver Isaiah Hodgins in this scenario?
I'll go with Nico Collins, although I really like Tank Dell. I was disappointed that when they actually had their starters out there, it was like Noah Brown and Robert Woods alongside Nico Collins. So I do think Nico Collins is well situated, but I'm still taking Tank Dell really late in all my drafts.
It's that's a player that's been fun to be excited about. And then he shows up in the preseason and does some exciting things for us. You always appreciate that. Joey, it is your turn now.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the Carly Rae Jepsen XNFL category. Which value would you like?
I really don't know a lot about her, except Tom Hanks stuff. So 300.
I was so close to putting a Tom Hanks question right
I would've
here
got
at
that one.
300,
I would've got
Joey,
that
but it
one.
is not
Yeah.
there. Both Carly Rae Jepsen and Chase Claypool were born in which Canadian province, home to Whistler and Vancouver Island? Is it Ontario, British Columbia, Newfoundland, or Newfoundland and Labrador?
Is that British Columbia? Yeah, I'll say British Columbia.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Joey, you would be absolutely right. They
Yay!
both hail from British Columbia. They're not from the same town in that state. You're going to add $200 to your round score, or $300 for getting that correct.
Is Vancouver Island near Vancouver? I
I
know that's a
believe so.
dumb question.
One would,
Okay,
I would assume.
you never know. Like,
It's on the West Coast over there.
I knew
Close.
British Columbia was the one to the left. So,
That would have been a really diabolical one if it wasn't.
well,
British Columbia.
meet Simon. So
It was only at 300 though, so I saved the diabolical
Okay.
for a little bit higher up.
nice.
Joey, how are you feeling about Chase Claypool this year? Do you think there's going to be enough in that Bears offense for more than one receiver to eat, or is it hands off all wide receivers not named DJ Moore?
I'm hands off all receivers and tight ends not named DJ Moore. I guess there's no tight ends named DJ Moore. But yeah, DJ Moore is the only wide receiver I'm drafting. I do like him a lot, but I'm not going to take any of Chase Claypool at this point.
Chris, do you have any optimism for other Bears receiving options?
I actually don't really even have much optimism for DJ Moore. And it sucks because I've been waiting for I think DJ Moore is one of the 12 best wide receivers in football. I've been saying that for like 4 years. I was so happy to see him get traded. And then he got traded to a team that might only throw the ball 400 times. Like that's my concern, is that even going back to college, Justin Fields scrambles a lot. He gets sacked a lot. Last season, 26% of his dropbacks were not pass attempts, which was by far the highest in the NFL. The second highest, I think, was Daniel Jones at 17%. It was just wild how often he scrambled. And maybe the addition of DJ Moore and a healthy Chase Claypool, maybe that'll help him stay in the pocket and pass more. But I really think this might be a situation where DJ Moore gets a 28% target share and still only has like 115 targets. That's my concern here. Like, I think he's an incredible talent. I think he's going to be really good for Justin Fields, but I'd rather bet on Justin Fields taking a big step forward than DJ Moore.
Take the bet directly from the source instead of the ancillary pieces and what's
Exactly.
probably going to still be a rush first offense. I don't hate it. The chat was on this one. Scott down here with BC, Mr. Scampers with BC, and then Grimm so close with 2 letters, but they were just the wrong ones. N and L are the wrong letters. We got
So
Geek
close.
Mill in here stopping by. What's up, Geek? Welcome. in.
Eek, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
And Grimm also letting us know Claypool sucks. Ooh, ouch.
Hot take.
I'm not even Claypool, and that hurt my feelings. All right, well, Joe, you got that one right, which means you're going to get to pick JL's next category. Where are you sending him?
I'm gonna send JL to 1,000 words.
Ooh,
Okay, John Luke.
Usually I'm good at the picture ones, but I don't know about these. Let's go 300.
300. I need you to sound out what name this is.
This is B Jim Bird Son. B Jim Bird Son. Oh wait, no, he's Bijan. Is this Bijan Robinson? Look at the second part.
Not
This
to
is
his
Bijan Robinson. JL, that is a robin, which is a type of bird, not just a
bird, son. I'm like, I don't see how that gets to
I just want to point
Robinson.
out his mom is going to be very disappointed in that one because she says it's Bijan.
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 This is not official pronunciation guides for the rest of these puzzles. There are
These are
creative
Rebus
liberties taken with all of these. JL, that's going to earn you $300 for getting that one
B
right.
Jim.
B Jim Birdson.
When Azer asked me for the pronunciations of our names, I should have sent him little pictures. This is what I should have done.
100%.
Figured out. Yeah.
The chat
Next
was
time.
on this one. Scampers, Dustin, Geek, Grim, and Scott Fish all getting this one. And Scott giving you the come on, JL.
I got it. I got there.
All right, well, JL, you get to pick Chris's next category. Where do you want to send him?
Oh, let's send him to CRJ NFL. Save myself from this.
We're doing 400.
400. How many times does Carly Rae Jepsen say the word really in the song I Really Like You? Hint, starting in 2023, only offensive and defensive linemen would be eligible to wear this number on their jersey. Is it 31, 49, 67, or 85?
This is a beautiful question, Simon.
Thanks,
It's
John.
got to be 67, right?
Final answer?
Yeah.
It's got to be, and it
Oh,
is. 67 is the
dang.
correct answer, and that's a lot of times to say any word in a single song.
It's a great song. Tremendous music video. If you've never seen it, I think that's why we mentioned Tom Hanks earlier.
Yep.
It's got cinema legend Tom Hanks lip singing. Justin Bieber shows up at some point because I guess anything Canadian, Justin Bieber is going to pop up. He dances towards the end of the video.
Toronto Dave, can you confirm?
Videos.
Toronto Dave is in the music video, I'm pretty sure, at some point, if I'm not mistaken. Chris, if you were in the NFL, what number would you throw on your jersey?
I always go 21. I've got the I probably won't be able to. Yeah, I've got my Clemente tattoo, Roberto Clemente, my favorite athlete. So I think I'd have to be a running back by default, right? I don't know if anybody else is allowed to wear 21.
You pick the number first, and then they assign you your position.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works on draft day. Well, Chris, you got that one right, which means you get to pick Joey's next category. Where are you sending him?
Let's go 1,000 words.
Okay, Joey, what's it going to be?
400.
Oh, I thought you were going to go 5.
Well, that's a lot.
And it is always going to be first name top row, last name bottom row.
Kadarius Toney.
Final answer?
Yep.
That is absolutely correct, Joey. Kid, Air, E, Us, and then Tony. Nice job.
Gave up on the top line and just read the bottom one. Okay, Tony, got it.
Pretty smart. Guys are pretty smart.
I knew Us. Of course I knew that, but...
All I kept thinking was arm fart at the top.
I know.
Arm fart, Tony.
Arm farty.
I'm fartiest Tony.
I'm fartiest Tony.
That sounds like a Roman legionnaire.
A gladiator, and he keeps his sheath really high up in his armpit, so every time he pulls it out, it's like that.
Let's add a little wind with the swing of the sword
every single time. Joey, that is going to earn you $400, putting you into second place behind Chris.
Awesome.
But you get to pick JL's next category. One Nation Underground in here, guest Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson.
So close.
Bijan Birdsong.
I guess before we move on, though, before you pick JL's category, Kadarius Toney is a player that I was drafting a lot of early in the offseason. Then he got injured, and I was drafting less of. But the past week, I found myself drafting him again, getting back excited. Chris, I'm going to throw this one to you first. Of those Chiefs wide receivers, which one are you preferentially drafting whenever you're sitting there on the clock?
Oh, Sky Moore for sure. I've got him actually as a top 36 wide receiver. Ooh. I'm really aggressive with my ranking. I think he might be actually like 33 in my. I'm counting this weekend as like my final rankings. I'm going to put it out there, and I think he's 32 or 33. So I'm way higher on him than consensus. But like you, I was out on Kadarius Toney when it was like, you had to draft him in the 7th round, but he falls to like outside of the top 100. Looks like he might actually be ready for week 1. I think he's probably, at least at the start of the season, going to be just a gadget guy like he was last year as they work to build him back up. But if he stays healthy, massive if, based on how his career has gone, I do think he has a chance to be really, really good. The thing that I love about the Chiefs offense, and I mentioned, DJ Moore might have 115 targets on a 28% target share. Juju Smith-Schuster, I think, was at like 19% last season, and he got over 100 targets. So that's the thing. They're going to throw the ball 650 plus times. If Sky Moore or Kadarius Toney gets even like a 20% target share, you're talking about a significant role in a very, very good offense. So I like taking a shot on both of those guys. I've got Sky Moore in a bunch of teams now.
It's like the inverse DJ Moore situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you make a great point, Chris. In a situation like this, where we know the volume will be there, it does have to get distributed somewhere. And Travis Kelce, he's not going to catch all of them. His target share is probably going to cap at like 30%, right? Or around that area where he's been. One of these guys is going to emerge. It's just ambiguous right now. One of them is going to be a value in fantasy. It's just about picking the right one.
Maybe Fardius Toney is the guy.
Could be Fardius, honestly.
Could even be Fardius. Well, guys, before we move on to that next category, we had a question in here from Reese wanting us to rank his team. Jay, I'm going to throw this one to you first. Quarterback is Jalen Hurts. He's got Jalen Waddle and Amari Cooper at wide receiver, Tony Pollard and Alexander Madison at running back, Kyle Pitts at tight end, Justin Fields at super flex. You got to lead with that, man. Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields as your quarterbacks. You can't just hide that at the end. Jay, how are you feeling about this team?
I feel excellent about this team. This is a great team. Weakest points to running back. I'm sure you already know that. You could probably go and shift some of that quarterback value and bolster your wide receivers, balance your team a bit.
This helps me out with your running back. I like having Pacheco and White sitting there on the
There
bench.
you go. Yeah.
You got some upside to build off of. Nice job, Reese, with that team.
Pacheco and White sounds like a TNT drama.
Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Pacheco and White. It's the kind that gets delayed because the NFL game's not over yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't start
sounds
so late.
exactly like what was that one that they had?
Rizzoli and Isles. And
Yeah.
Bash. Incredible times.
All right. Well, Joey, you got that one right. You get to pick JL's
Yeah.
category. Where are you sending them?
JL, I want you to name that, Chris.
Oh, all right. 400.
400 and name that Chris. Who is that Chris?
Huh.
Is it in there? Is it in that memory bank somewhere?
No, it's not.
It's not in there. You want to take a shot?
Chris Cha.
Chris Cha. This is Chris McLean from the TV show Total Drama Island. He is the host with the most. You guys never watched Total Drama Island?
I have no. It looked. I thought it was like Clone High. It's got a very similar animation style, but no, I've never seen that one.
It's much worse than Clone High, but still kind of good. It's entertaining enough to throw on in the background.
I thought it was Scott Stapp from Creed.
Name that Chris. Scott Stapp from Creed.
Yeah, that'd be the
All right.
twist.
Well, John Luke, no points for you on that one. It was definitely a tough one. You get to pick Chris's next category, though. No, you
No, I
don't.
don't.
So I get to pick my. I'll do name that Chris for 500.
Name that Chris for 500. Let's see.
hoping
Can
it's
you
me.
name that Chris?
Is that Herms?
It looks like a. It's definitely a locker room. I'm gonna say Chris Pronger.
Chris Pronger,
That's
final
a
answer.
hockey player, right? It's not him. There's no. Okay, yeah.
This
no.
is Chris Boswell, kicker for the
Okay,
Pittsburgh
yeah, I got it.
Steelers, caught off
All right.
guard in an interview moment where I screenshotted this from a YouTube video.
I've
to put
got
in here.
like that's professional athlete faces are like I've got like face blindness for professional athletes,
I'm pretty
specifically
sure.
kickers.
It's because they wear
Same.
helmets.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
everyone
right.
They have the
does.
most visible ones too. So you
Yeah,
think you'd be
that's
able to
the
recognize
like
their
football
faces.
players. I just like by face, unless I'm like drafting them a lot and I've got the little name and face on
headshot.
their fantasy draft. I got nothing.
No idea.
Grim Fan in here got this one right. Nice job, Grim.
Way to
with
go.
Chris Boswell. And then Dustin, giving you some props. So Chris Pronger is a hockey player, but
Yeah, there you go.
that's not him.
He probably retired 20 years ago.
And Elmquist with the Boswell that ends well.
That's a
They
good
got
team
me.
name.
That got me. Well done.
All right. Well, Joey, you got free reign of the board here. Chris gifted it to you. Where do you want to go?
I'll go. I don't know. I just went through people
Sorry, that was
first.
That's
that
not
was a
a
category
category.
last week. We don't have
Yeah,
that one this week.
Sorry. I'm gonna go through easy as 1, 2, 3 for 300, please.
300. Put these players in order of most to least rushing touchdowns in the 2022 season. James Cook, Trevor Lawrence, Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin, Trevor, James.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is absolutely right, Joey. 8 for Dalvin Cook, 5 for Trevor Lawrence, and 2 for James Cook. Joey, how you feeling about James Cook this year? Damian Harris showed up a little bit in the preseason.
He did, but I was the Damian Harris guy all offseason until the preseason came up. I like what I saw to James Cook. I think he is the RB1 there for the Buffalo Bills. I do think Damian Harris is going to get some red zone work or some goal line work, but I'm much more optimistic about James Cook. I would take him as a top 24 running back at this point.
Chris, are you equally as optimistic here on James Cook, or you got a different take on that Buffalo backfield?
I've come around. I was pretty skeptical early on. I still don't love the offense for running backs. It's historically been one of the 10 worst offenses for running backs since Josh Allen took over. I think it's been bottom 5, like 4 of the 5 seasons that he's played, 3 of the 4 seasons, whatever it is. But yeah, I've come around. He's a top 20 running back for me. I don't think I think it's really unlikely he has like a top 6 RB finish, but
Yeah.
like an RB 15 upside, I think is there.
Grim fan, and you're saying Cook better be the starter. I drafted him. That's a good reason. I'm on your side, Grim. Reese had a question for us. Wanted to know, would you trade Madison and Ayuk for James Conner? Jail, I'm going to throw this one to you. Would you trade away Alexander Madison and Brandon Ayuk for James Conner?
No, I would not. No, I would not. The risk you're taking on, I guess my guess is that your thought process here is that you're trying to reduce the risks on Madison, gets the sure RB1 on the Cardinals, but the Cardinals are a hot mess, Reese. The Cardinals, James Conner is fine to draft, but I don't want to overspend for him because he is a lot of risk as well.
Here's a hot take that I didn't realize I had. I've got Madison top 12 at running back.
Wow.
I really don't have much concern about the playing time. Like I think Ty Chandler's fine, but I think Madison's going to have to lose his job in order for Ty Chandler to really matter. And that's going to be a good offense. I've liked what I've seen from him. He's not Dalvin Cook, obviously. And I don't think you can just say, well, he's averaged 20 points per game in the 6 games Dalvin Cook's missed. That's not how it works. There's a big difference between doing it for a week and doing it for 18 weeks. But I think he's got a really clear path to a lot of work in that offense. They don't throw the ball to the running backs much under Kevin Connell. That was the case when the Rams offense as well. So I don't think that's going to be a big part of them, but I think he can catch 40 passes. I think he can be, a 240, 250 carry guy. So I do think Alexander Madison, he's not like a priority target for me, but I've ended up with him a decent amount.
I may not be as high on Madison as you, but I agree with the premise of you're paying Ayuk for what is, I don't even view as an upgrade from Madison to Connor. You're just throwing Ayuk in there for at best a lateral move in my mind. So I'm not doing it. Joey, you got a different take on this?
I wouldn't let Ayuk go for James Conner alone. I like Brandon Ayuk a lot this year. So I think you're definitely giving up the 2 best players in this trade for the worst player. And so I don't want to do that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, you got that one right. Going to add $300 to your score, putting you in the lead, and you get to pick Jail's next category. Where are you putting
Jail? I want you to go to grab bag.
Okay, grab bag. Let's do 400.
400. What fruit is pictured below? Is this a rambutan, a bomb fruit, a soursop, or a mangosteen? I can show you the options as well again.
Looks like a bunch of bananas shoved into a giant blueberry.
The scale that you have in your mind is phenomenal.
It's true.
Chris, can we just agree to give JL the points no matter what because of that description?
Sure.
Okay.
Rambutan, bomb fruit, soursop, and Bruce mangosteen. Okay, I think this is mangosteen.
Final answer?
Yeah.
You picked it out, JL.
Yeah!
This is a
Way to go.
mangosteen. Nice job. Did you know that one? Or did it just feel mangosteeny to you?
I think it was because it was on its own line, and we are talking so much about Bruce Springsteen. I'm like, it sounds like a fruit and Bruce Springsteen smashed together.
One Nation is the only one in the chat who got this one correct.
I have never heard of that before.
It is. If you see them at the store, pick them up and do yourself a favor. Those little bananas on the inside of that giant blueberry are absolutely delicious.
Is that what it's like?
No, it's like candy. It's like kiwi and dragon fruit, but a little bit meatier.
Don't like that
fleshy.
description.
Yeah.
Don't you like your fruits fleshy?
Lost me with the very last word. I was with you all the way up until that point.
I think we need to put Simon in a farmer's market on a weekend and have him describe fruits to people and record it. It'd be great content.
$0 sale.
This is a pungent, fleshy fruit. If you'd be interested,
Did you just say fleshy?
Yeah. After knowing your fleshy fruits, Dale, you get to pick Chris's next category. Where do you want to send him?
All right, send Chris to. Let's send him to grab bag.
Let's go 500.
500. What I want to know is which of the following is not a real part of the cello? The F hole, the cock bell, the neck, the peg box, the G string, or the nut?
It is the middle of the afternoon, fellas.
Why are you saying fellas like
all
Joey
of these
and I
are
had anything
real
to do with
parts
this?
of the cello except for one.
You're lying.
Okay. I'm trying to think I don't know how they tune a cello, so I don't know why I'm trying to go through the strings like it's a guitar.
You had to be.
I'm gonna say the cock bell.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is, in fact, a flower, not a part of the cello.
Yes.
The cock bell is a flower shaped like a bell. The rest of these are all parts of the cello. We got the F holes right here, the peg box up here containing the pegs. Here's the neck. The G string is the second lowest
Whoever
string
invented
on
the cello is thirsty AF. My
Yeah.
God.
That's
God, come on.
ow.
Dirty, but Chris, you're going to have 500 points to your score for being a dirty cello boy.
What should we name this? Let's name it the F hole.
Isn't a
let's give it
cock bell
two
a
of
nut
them.
though? Isn't it the same thing?
They are synonyms in some thesauri.
Really
Chris,
after-
you get to pick Joey's next category. Where do you want to
so
send
much
it?
happening.
Let's go easy as 1, 2, 3.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. Before you pick your number in there, we got Herms in the chat with greetings, FYF. I'm still dealing with my tummy ache from the other day. My mom actually signed my note this time. I swear. Herms, this one says mommy instead of mom at the bottom.
It's getting
come on.
worse.
That's not her full name. Mom isn't just short for mommy. Also, Scamper's coming in here saying, I didn't know they had bells. Joey, where are you sending JL?
Someone boot that guy.
I'm gonna stop now because I no wait, it's my question.
Yeah, no,
isn't
I
it?
already sent
Oh,
him
yeah.
to easy as 1, 2, 3.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna 500. Chris is just racking the points up, so I gotta try to catch him here.
Put these players in order from tallest to shortest. Brees Hall, Tyreek Hill, Cortland
That's a
Sutton.
good question.
Tallest or shortest? I'm gonna go. Oh God, Joey. Hill, Hall, Sutton.
Hill, Hall, Sutton, final answer?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Joey. It is
Other
Sutton.
way around.
Hill. Sutton is 6'4". Brees Hall, a tall running back at 6'4".
See, that's the running backs. That was what got me because I have no idea how tall he is. Running backs can be a wide range.
It's
Yeah,
just
Derrick
like him.
Henry.
It's him,
or
Derrick Henry, and
Michael
Cordero
Piran.
Patterson that I think are like the tall guys.
Yeah.
And everybody else is sitting there under 6 foot for the most part. Tyreek Hill down at 5'10", shorter than I thought he was. We're the same height. That doesn't feel right.
Have we ever seen a Boston Scott Derrick Henry photo?
No, but I need one framed above my fireplace. I don't have.
Yeah, I
That's
love
where that would go.
like Jose Altuve and Aaron Judge finished first and
Yeah.
second and an AL MVP a few years ago, and it's like 5'6", 6'7". I love that those guys can play the same sport.
They have to reach up to hold hands for the picture.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. The chat, Mr. Scampers at least was on this one with Cortland, Breesy, and then Shorty at the end.
Dang.
Nice job right there. The only one in the chat to get that one right.
Got Hill and Hall mixed up.
JL, you got free reign of the board. There's one 500 sitting left up there and then a bunch of 100s and 200s. Where do you want to go?
500.
Go, JL.
Here we go.
I'm not good at these. Baby Anvil? Doll Anvil? Baby Anvil? What the heck is that? Whips?
Oh, you know what that is. Well played, though.
And first aid kit? I don't know. This is like the worst kind of test.
These are the
but-
new captchas to get onto frontyardfantasy.com. You have to solve one of these first to prove you're not a robot.
I'm never getting on.
Okay. I don't know. Baby doll Anvil Whips medical kit.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
JL, this is Doll Ton
Oh,
Pink Aid is who this is.
Ah.
I was trying to figure out
How stupid
which
of
NFL player's last name started with S and M. I couldn't get it, but
And
that
Scampers was on the same weight as you. Baby weight S&M box. So close. But Dustin was the first one to get it with Dalton Kincaid and broke it down right. Dalton Kincaid. Nice
Jesus,
job.
Simon.
With Craig in here getting that one as
How
well.
was I
very
supposed to
good.
know that weighs a ton?
That's like a imagery for it. So people in the chat figured that one out.
Well, that's
All
because they're
right.
geniuses.
They are
Thanks for clearing that 500 off the board, JL.
You're welcome.
JL, I'm sorry. That was definitely a tough one, but it is Chris's turn. Chris, where would you like to go?
Go right back to CRJ 200.
CRJ for 200. What is the name of the first song on Carly Rae Jepsen's album Dedicated? The name of the song is also almost the first name of the Patriots wide receiver that won Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 53. Is it Julian, Randy, or Robert?
I told my wife there was a very good chance. We went and saw Carly Rae Jepsen for my wife's birthday, and I told her she was definitely going to play this song. And she did not. It was Julian.
No,
Julian.
it is Julian. Almost sharing that name with Julian Edelman, who won Super Bowl MVP there. That's going to earn you $200, bringing you up to $1,900, Chris. And you get to pick Joey's next category. Where do you want to send him?
I really appreciate getting a category that like just I will get. It's really giving me an edge here. And we'll go with name that Chris.
I appreciate having somebody else on here that appreciates Carly Rae Jepsen.
She's the best.
First time in show history. I guess second time.
This is your one show, Simon. After
I know.
this, no
I know.
more
I shut
year.
up after this. I don't bring it up again. Chris, where are you sending Joey?
Chris.
Chris, 1 or 2, Joe?
200.
Who is this?
Is that Chris Olave?
That is Chris Olave, Joey. That's going to earn you $200, bringing you within 400 of Chris. And you get to pick JL's next category.
Easiest 1, 2, 3.
200.
Easy as 1, 2, 3 for 200 for JL. Put these players in order of earliest to latest in sleeper PPR ADP. Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Tony Pollard.
Chubb, Pollard, Mixon.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is absolutely right, JL. 11.5 for Nick Chubb, 21.9 for Tony Pollard, and 37.3. I expect on the next ADP update, Pollard to be a little bit closer to Chubb.
That's a massive gap between Chubb
I
and
was
Pollard.
struggling with Pollard and Chubb, actually. I was like,
Pollard's been sneaking into the first round in a lot more drafts I've been doing as of this week, where he was going a little bit later before that. JL, you got that one right. Putting you back in this game. Where are you sending Chris?
Send Chris to, let's see the last Carly Rae Jepsen one. You guys just seem so happy. I want to see that joy.
100 in this category. Carly Rae Jepsen finished in 3rd place on the 5th season of Canadian Idol in 2007, but went on to have far more success than the winner. What NFL team followed a similar trajectory that same season, losing to the Giants in the Super Bowl, but going on to have far more success? Was it the New England Patriots, the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the Kansas City Chiefs?
This was the 17-0 Patriots or 16-0 Patriots. That's the Patriots.
That was the Patriots, and man, have they been more successful than the Giants since
A little
then.
bit.
A little bit. That's going to earn you $100 for that one, and you get to send Joey to his next category.
Let's go 1,000 words.
Cue all the Giants apologists who are about to flood the chat.
200.
I was hoping Jay saw that one. Joey, who is this?
DJ Moore?
The sign language symbol for Moore. This is DJ Moore, Joey. You got that one right. Going to add 200.
I got DJ. I just couldn't. Okay. Yep.
I guess this is my like heteronormative brain, but I was thinking like moms.
DJ Moms.
DJ Moms.
Yeah.
DJ
That's
Moms.
such a good DJ name. Oh my god. DJ Moms in the building.
Who plays nothing but like Shania Twain.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
DJ Moms.
Michael Bublé.
Clean your room.
Take out the trash.
Burr, burr.
Joe, you got that one right, which means you're going to get to pick JL's next category. Where do you want to send him?
Grab bag.
We definitely need like a sound drop now. Clean your room. DJ Mom sound drop.
Where are you going in grab bag, JL? 1 or 2?
Let's go 200.
200, the last 200 on the board. What letter is used to signify a strikeout in baseball statistics? Is it S, O, C, or K?
It is the K.
It is the K in sock. Nice job, JL. That's going to earn you $200, bringing you above that 1,000 threshold. You're in it, baby.
Man, that's all you had to do the whole time was get them right.
I know. I should have told you that. I didn't mention it at the beginning.
It's
Yeah,
an
I feel like
interesting
this
wrinkle.
wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. I feel like that question was a very chicken or the egg situation. Like Simon wanted to put sock on the screen for some odd reason and just had to find a question to fit it in there.
Really, I put S first and then I put K, and I was like, what other options am I going to put on here? And then the word sock popped into my mind. And
That was
here we
the
are.
whole joke, is that
It's natural.
it was a word.
It wasn't a joke. Those were just
I like
the
it.
options, and that's where we were.
I like it.
Lots of people in the chat knowing that one. We got some baseball fans here, or at least baseball literate people. JL, you get to pick Chris's next category. Where are you
Or
sending him?
semi-aware of baseball.
Where are
I
you
get to
sending
pick-
Chris?
Oh, I get to pick Chris's. I'll send Chris to 1,000 words.
Those are fun.
The last one in 1,000 words, Chris. This one's for you.
See, this one. Well done, Simon.
Oh, okay. Okay. Tank Bigsby.
This is Tank Bigsby. That's going to earn you $100.
I forgot
like
there's
the
another
S.
tank.
What'd you say, JL?
I like the S.
Yeah, I just
Tank
couldn't figure out how to
Bigsby.
fit the S onto Biggs or B's or
You
Sabi.
should have put 2 copies of
Yeah.
Bigs. Big.
You're right.
Bigs.
You know what? Next time I know I can do plurals and have
We're
multiple of
so
them.
dumb.
It's crazy that we brought up Tom Hanks and he showed up.
There he
That's
is.
pretty incredible.
And another question.
Yeah.
Chris, you get to pick Joey's last category. Where are you sending him?
Let's go, Chris.
Chris. Joey, name that Chris.
Oh God, I'm blanking. I really am. It's on Hemsworth. It's Evans, Chris Evans.
This is
Ugh.
Chris Evans. The other one, Captain
There's a lot of
America. And they're all kind
Pratt.
of, they're in similar style movies. Like if it's not Marvel, it's Jurassic World. And all of a sudden you just got all these like moderate action stars, all named Chris. All
Chris
with the
Pine
same
is
facial
in
hair.
a Spider-Man
Oh,
and a
another
Wonder
one.
Woman.
Oh my God. Too many Chris's.
My favorite Chris Evans role is in Scott Pilgrim when he plays
would've-
a really terrible version of himself.
I'm very excited for the anime re-release of that.
Ooh, I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, they got the whole original cast to do the voice. It's gonna be great.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
sick. All right. Well, Joey, you got that one right. It came
Yep.
back to you. You get to pick Jail's last category. Where are you sending them?
I love Grab Bag. It's so much fun. Go to Grab
Okay.
Bag, Joe.
Okay.
Grab bag for 100. What is the name of the girl that the protagonist of 500 Days of Summer meets at the end of the movie after getting over his breakup with Summer? Is it Autumn, Winter, or Joseph?
It's the end of the movie after breaking up with Summer. Is it Joseph?
Final answer?
No. Who would pick Joseph? It's Autumn.
Final answer?
Joseph, lock it in.
Joseph, lock it in. Joseph is the actor. Autumn is the right answer. Autumn, because right after summer, 500 Days of Summer end, and then here comes autumn at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert, Mr. Scampers, this is past the statute of limitations for spoilers on this movie. It has been out long enough.
One of the
Here's-
loudest groans ever in a movie theater for me. When she said,
It's-
I'm Autumn, I was like, ugh.
Yeah. My all right, I got another hot take here. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character is the villain of that movie.
100%.
She is
Thank
clear
you.
throughout the movie
Ugh.
that she does not want anything serious, that she doesn't want to be with him for the long term. She is completely open and honest with him, and he ignores it the entire way. And yeah, people
That's
are
why
like,
that-
"Oh, Summer's the worst." No, he's the worst.
That's why that movie breaks people. That movie specifically ruins some people. They
that
become obsessed
character-
with it.
That character is the personification of the Weezer album Pinkerton. It is like the most toxic nice guy in cinema history.
Shout
He
out
like
Joseph
thinks that he
Gordon-Levitt.
deserves the world, and he doesn't. That's
I
my
only
hot
kind
take.
of know what you guys are talking about, and it makes it that much more mysterious because I'm like, oh my God, what is happening?
And they try to make you like him when he looks in the mirror and then he sees Han Solo, but then you realize, no, he's just vain as shit.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I-
he's a totally unearned sense of self-worth. Yeah, that guy sucks.
Get bodied, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You're
Chris,
the villain of that movie.
You have moved up my CBS rankings,
There you go.
which you were
Above
already
it.
high.
The thing is, it's textual. If you watch the movie doesn't think he's the good guy. The movie is fully aware of how toxic he is. People just decided to ignore it.
It's like the rom-com version of the Joker, of people just attaching to the wrong main character. Guys, we're moving into Final Jeopardy here. Chris, you do have a lead, but it is ever so slight on Joey, and because of that, that means JL's still in the game, baby, because you guys are going to have to make some wagers here. The category for this last one is NFL in music. NFL in
Okay.
music is your category. So write down your wager. I'll give you about 30 seconds to do that, and then I will reveal the question for you guys.
Well, let me
that movie
pick a
did
color
reignite my
that'll
love of
show up.
Smith, so.
We got NKC in here saying 7 more days, everyone. Yeah, 1 week from today, baby. It is football week eve. If you can do
Oh.
eves of weeks.
Oh man,
You can do ease of anything.
my thing used to be draw my wager on a picture of me and the person. I have a picture with Chris. I should have done it, but
Oh, that would have been good.
But you hate him, so you didn't.
no.
At least that's what I heard. You guys all got your wagers written down?
I got mine.
Let's go ahead and see them. Joey did
Oh, it came in backwards.
$17.99.
Unbelievable. Amateur hour here from me.
JL doing all of it in $1,600 from you, Chris.
Yeah, that's 1,600.
Okay. Then I'm going to put this question up here and do a little bit of math while I give you guys time to figure it out. Your final question is, which rapper, originally from New Orleans, had the following lyrics in their song, Live from 504? I'm in the middle of the war, where my enemy at? I'm running this bitch like Eric Bieniemy back. Was this Lil Wayne, Lupe Fiasco, or Baby Keem? I'll give you guys about 30 seconds.
Are we writing this one down as well? Or?
Yeah, if you could write this one down, we'll have you guys all reveal it. If you get it right, you're going to add that money to your score. If you get it wrong, we are going to subtract it. And boy, do I wish I would have stayed in better practice at head math, because those skills are leaving me quickly.
This one's for you, Pat. Pat in the
This one's
chat.
for you, Pat. JL, thanks for the easy math. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking when I put that down.
All right. Well, we got some answers in the chat coming in. You guys all got your answers written down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see them.
Yeah.
JL. We got
Tunchi.
A from Chris. We got A. Joey's. No, that is B from Joey. And we got Tanucci from JL.
Tanucci. Tunchi is Lil Wayne.
Tucci. Lil Wayne. Sorry. Not up to date
Tanucci
on
is
that
maybe
one.
an Italian dish. I'm not sure.
I think it's the costume that Mario puts on whenever he turns into that little raccoon. Tanucci Mario.
That definitely is.
That's my bad.
New,
Well, guys,
new Mario game out today.
the correct answer to this one is A, Lil Wayne. Chris, that means you are going to be the winner
Nice.
of today's game. Congratulations. Redemption is yours. And
You only had to stack it with 40% of categories directly pandering to me, including one that nobody else knew. So I appreciate it.
I did throw NFL facts in there. And you know what?
If we
I
had
did
played better,
spend-
we would have been able to keep you away from it.
Yeah, that's true.
I got
I
all my
spend-
Carly questions right. I feel pretty good.
And Chris, do you spend your evenings Googling famous Chris's and memorizing all of their faces?
Oh yeah, we got a Discord channel with all of us in it. Yeah.
All Chris's. So if there's any Chris's in the chat and you guys want to get in on that Chris only Discord,
Yeah, hit me up. I got the invite.
hit up Chris Towers on
Must have
Twitter.
a birth certificate.
You can find him there at C Towers CBS. So go and follow our champion Chris on Twitter at C Towers CBS. Chris, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. It was a great time.
Blast,
That
my
is
friend.
going to be it for us. Everybody watching, if you want some more of this good news, we're going to be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for some more fantasy football game show fun like we are every day at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, though, we are out of here. Thanks again, Chris. Thanks everybody in the chat, and we'll see you guys on Friday.
Bye-bye. Tanucci.